Hey guys, and welcome to another video here on our channel The Guide. And this is another video on FIFA 20 because we got some news on FIFA Ultimate Team, the most popular game mode. And in this video I want to give you an overview about all the new announcements. So what do we have? We have the official FIFA 20 website where there's a summary of the new features, game modes, changes, etc. And then there's also a pitch notes article where they go into a deep dive, so they explain the changes in more detail. You can find the link to both sites in the video description, so you can check it out for yourself if you want. And in this video I'm going to walk you through and explain it a little bit. So let's start with the icons of FIFA 20 because they're going to be new ones, 15 overall, and 6 of them were already announced in the last couple of days. And I'm pretty sure that you heard at least of this one. Zinedine Zidane is one of the new icons. He's going to be in FIFA 20. And I think this is a huge one because I think he was the icon in the highest demand. All the people wanted him as an icon in the game. And this year, this is going to be the case. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very curious about his stats. I'm lacking some football knowledge to exactly estimate it, but I can imagine that they're going to be great. And we will see about it. Really looking forward to it. Next up we have Pirlo, and here I think there's a high chance that he won't be really usable because most likely he's going to have low pace, and usually this is a knockout criteria for most players, so very unfortunate. It would be great if his key skills like passing, vision would be some assets that you can use in game, but usually if you're lacking pace it's not very likely that you're going to use him, unfortunately. Then we also have Drogba, a very strong striker. It depends a lot on his skills and weak foot if he's going to be usable, I think. And then we also have Ian Wright, Koeman, and Carlos Alberto. Can't really tell you much about these guys. We will see about it. And then we also have 9 icons still in disguise, and they're going to be announced in the next days. And obviously a lot of people now speculating because you can see on the picture, you can try to estimate which icon this is. So this one probably is Essien. Could be also Javi Hernandez. So Javi. A lot of people think it's Essien because there's a picture with it exactly like this one. I don't think that Essien is actually an iconic player, but I think it would be very usable because I really liked him in FIFA 10, 11, 12. He was such a strong box-to-box midfielder. I really liked it. Then this could be Kaká, which would be also really, really awesome. And then here, Hugo Sanchez, and a lot of people speculating. I don't know all the names now, but you can make your guess in the comment section if you want. And then we're going to see which icon's going to get released. And in general, I would say it's nice that you have new icons, but it would be also great if they would be all usable, because I think this is a problem at the moment. If you look at this lineup, a lot of players you don't actually want in your team because they are not good enough. And this is very unfortunate, and I don't see a lot of benefit of adding some players which then are not really good in game and therefore don't see a lot of play. And for me it would be fine if maybe half of these icons would be out, and this is very sad, I would say. Alright, so this to the icons. And now we come to the changes which are described in detail at the pitch notes article. And we are going to start with the season objectives. So the objectives are quite a huge thing in FIFA 19 especially. A lot of cool weekly objectives, cool players that you could gain, for example Footies players in the last couple of weeks. And they're going to expand this, because now there are also going to be season objectives, and not only that, so we have daily objectives, we already know that, weekly objectives, we already had that as well, then season objectives, and this is a longer time period. I would say it's pretty similar probably to Foot Swap, so that you have some objectives that you can work on and then you unlock them, and at the end you will maybe get some special players, for example, or other objects. And I would say it's a cool thing. The seasons, I'm not quite sure how long they are, but I guess I read that the first season is going to end in the end of October. Then we also have dynamic objectives. special and time limited. We will see what this exactly means. And here you can see how the progress is working of these objectives, probably season objectives in this case. And this reminds me a little bit of a season pass. So for example, in Fortnite or Apex Legends. And I never acquired a season pass, so I can't really tell you in detail. But what I would like, if this is basically a test for a season pass, let's see how the players get used to it, what they think about it, and then in some future they're going to change the business model of FIFA. This would be, for me, a very cool scenario, because games like Fortnite, for example, show how much skill, not skill, but potential is in free-to-play games, and the company who's developing these games earning money with season passes, because I think one of the problems of FIFA is the yearly cycle, where you have, as a game developer, the struggle to develop the game within a year, and therefore a lot of instances the new FIFA is lacking some proper testing, or has some issues in the beginning. And if you don't have a yearly cycle but a FIFA game, and then you can spend money on a season pass and you don't have to buy the game, I think this would be great if this is going to be changed. And maybe this is the first direction or maybe the first test in this direction. I really would like that. Then we also have foundation objectives, and I think this was already in the game, just branded differently or named differently. And then we also have milestones. So the foundation objectives are something that you do in the beginning when you set up your new account. And then we also have milestone objectives, and these are objectives that you work towards the whole season, so the whole FIFA cycle, as far as I understood it. So maybe like you have to play with one player for 1,000 games, or score at least maybe 5,000 goals. I don't know. We will see about it. Can be cool, especially you can do it on your own pace. You have something to work on. Do you make progress? And overall, this should keep the motivation high to play the game. Next up, we have new customization options. So basically, this includes the kits. This is not new. The badge, also not new. Ball, stadium, not new. But then we also have elbow, or not the elbow drop. This is a new celebration, but the celebration in general. So this is going to be the default celebration when you press X or A. Then a stadium theme, like a banner in the center of the pitch, as you can see here. And then the tifo. And here's an example of Zidane as a tifo. Very, very fitting with Zidane in the Real Madrid kit. So these are unlockable, for example, by objectives, as far as I know. And to be honest, I think, yeah, it's cool if the presentation and the customization changes, especially if the presentation changes. But in general, I don't care about it. So for me, this is not really relevant. I think at the moment the tifos were in the game already, but you can't really set them up. They were based on your team. But I don't know. I mean, how much sense does make a tifo make if you don't have Zidane as a player on your team, but as a tifo? I don't know. I don't know if this is possible, but wouldn't make a lot of sense. What do you think? But in general, I have to say I don't really care about these customization options. For me, this is not really important. FUT friendlies. So they reworked how the friendlies of Ultimate Team work, but also the single online matches. And this is now set up in the FUT friendlies. And you have 3 different ways of playing. Couch play. So this is against players which are on your side, for example. Then you also have online. So you play against random online opponents. And then obviously you can play against friends because it's the friendly game mode. You have more stats in general. I think it's cool. You had them previously in FIFA 19 introduced, if I remember correctly. Yes, I do. And now they are also here as part of the Ultimate Team game mode. I think this is good. And then what you can also do, you can play traditionally the normal game, but you can also play house rules. This was a nice addition in FIFA 19, but you didn't play it as much because it was not in FIFA Ultimate Team. It was only in the normal game, only if you wanted to play offline, but now you also have it in these FUT friendlies, and I think this is going to mix it up. So you have like no rules or last man standing, or what was it called, I don't know. And you have four new ones which are designed for Ultimate Team. Max chemistry, so every player has full chemistry. Swaps, which means that there are going to be 3 players who are going to get swapped out with the players of the opponent, and you will get players from the opponent. I think this is cool for content creators, or maybe also for general playing. Probably also for general playing, but we are going to see how much fun this is going to make. Then we have Mystery Ball. The ball and his attributes changes as soon as he gets out of play, and in this case, it looks a little bit weird when I go with my mouse over this. You have all boost, and the goal was for 3 goals or counted as 3 goals. Yeah, can be funny, maybe in the beginning, maybe also in the end. We will see about it. King of the Hill, and here you can see also Zinedine Zidane in action, and you have to dribble in a certain area, and I don't know if you actually have to play normal football, or is it all about just staying in this area and the area is going to change. We will see about it. I think the key part of it, if this is going to get played and used, is depending on our objectives in correlation with these game modes or with this game mode, because otherwise, I mean, I would say casual game mode was lacking in FIFA 19. You only had like division rivals and FUT champions and FUT draft. FUT draft is, by the way, still in the game. It wasn't mentioned in these pitch notes, but it's still in the game. It was already confirmed by some community managers. And yeah, a casual mode was lacking. And if you now have a cool casual mode, which also can be used to unlock objectives or to work for objectives, I think this could be a cool way of interacting with the different game modes and actually doing something which is fulfills a certain purpose. So it depends a lot of the objectives, I would say. Then there is a rework of the squad management. It's supposed to be easier. I like that. Here you can see an example, and I have to say I really like the design. It's very clean, and I'm a big fan of clean designs. And here you can see more examples, maybe how you can compare players or how you can get a new player into your team. And then here's another example how you can change something about a player. So for example, player instructions, which you can do from this menu, or apply a new chemistry style. I think this could be very interesting. The menu at the moment sometimes is a little bit clunky, and if they change it in the right way, this could be very promising, but we have to see how it's actually implemented. Maybe at the beginning you will need some time to get used to it, but at some point I hope this is going to be an improvement. Then we have squad battles and changes to it. To be honest, I don't play squad battles as much. I think most of you don't, but they say it's one of the most popular modes. I think it's maybe because of the objectives. If you have to play squad battles for certain objectives, you do it. But anyways, I like the changes because in the past, in the last years, you could only play like 4 games per day from Monday to Friday. And then the exception was on weekends where you could then play, I guess, maybe 12 games. I'm not quite sure. But this was the way how it worked. You could refresh the squads and then it was done for a certain time frame. And this is changed because now you can still play up to 40 games for the weekly competition, but you can play up to 10 games per day to do it. And this is cool, and then you can still refresh, but they won't count towards the weekly competition. This is I like it because I had the issue, I think this is very specific, but I had the issue that I started to do a weekly objective on Friday in the afternoon, and then I was missing 1 goal, but I was done with my games. So I didn't have the chance to get a new opponent, and I was not able to fulfill the objective, and 1 FUT swap player was missing, 1 token. This was not good. Yeah, I mean, this is, as far as I understood it, this can't happen anymore, and I think this is cool. So, other changes. We have the pre-match setup, and this is something where I'm a little bit cautious or worried. So first of all, now you actually play against the team, or not only the team, but the kid of your opponent. And one thing which is very important for a lot of players is you can't tell anymore if you're home or away. I don't think it's actually written down here, but this is how it's changed. I know that. You can't tell anymore if you're playing home or away before the game starts. This is good. Then, there's the logic here. Behind the scenes, we'll use logic to evaluate the color of the kit you're wearing and choose the kit of your opponent is wearing, which has the least similar color patterns to your own. Sounds trivial, but if you remember when we were playing a few years online seasons in normal FIFA, this was also like this, that you played against the random kit of your opponent, which is supposed to be different, but sometimes in maybe like FIFA 13, 14, I don't know, maybe 15, you played online and all of a sudden you had a white kit and your opponent had a white kit because the logic thought this is a good match. It wasn't. I can tell you it was horrific. Sometimes there were games you played against someone with a similar kit. I don't especially like it because I'm a very specific what kind of for me the kits have to be very different. I don't like it if they're somewhat similar. And now it's all in the hands of this logic. I don't like it because when I don't have it under control, I'm not a big fan. And especially if there are some trolls out. For example, I have a white kit. My opponent has 2 white kits. What is happening now? Especially if both of us have 2 white kits for home and away. I'm not quite sure what is going to happen then. Bulk, quick sale of consumables. Yeah, very nice addition. I guess some people demanded it, especially people who open a lot of packs. You end up with like 300, 400 contract cards. You can bulk quick sale them now. Then we also have some announcements, some changes for champions, but not for the mode itself, but for regarding SBCs, because the champion SBCs are going to be in the game from launch, which means you can change your bad reward players with a low rating to a certain player pick with a high rating, as you can see here. So this was introduced maybe a few months ago in FIFA 19. Good addition, but what I would prefer is if the rewards in general, especially the tradable packs, they give out players informs which are not below 81 rating. This would be much better. And this is not described here how this is going to be changed. Then we have division rivals, and to be honest, I don't know if this is a change or if it's the same in FIFA 19. You maybe can tell me that, but I don't know at the moment. So what is also interesting is that they kept the matchmaking if you're beyond the skill rating of 20 or 2200. So you're in Division 1 and you have a skill rating above 2200. It doesn't matter anymore for the matchmaking. At the moment, if you have like a skill rating of 2800, you usually get matched up against players maybe 2700 to 2900. This is not the case anymore. You can now get a player with a skill rating of 2300, for example, which means for the better players, they can now get matched up against players which are not as good. They are still good because they have a skill rating above 2200, but they are not as good as the top players. So can be maybe frustrating for them. I would understand from or imply from this what is described here, I would assume that now in FIFA 20 the best players will even get higher skill ratings. Why? Because now they can play more, but they don't have to wait as much for games, and they play more against much worse opponents. So there should be more consistency in their results. The downside is obviously if they are at a skill rating of 3000 and then get matched up against someone with a skill rating of 2300, they're going to lose a lot of points or skill rating if they're going to lose the game. This can be also frustrating, but in general I would say that now the best players in the world will get very high skill ratings because they will play against players which are much worse than them. Then we have foot stadiums. And this means that now, depending on the stadium, they're going to set up some certain surroundings or the environment regarding daylight, or is it at night and stuff like that. I think it's good that you have it, because some stadiums are very annoying. And now we come to the last point, the companion app. There are some slight changes. Maybe I think there might be even more in the future, but these are the changes for now. And first of all, that you now can set up the tactics as well in the companion app. I think this is good. Then you can look at your season objectives, check it out, check your progress, okay. And then you have a SPC protection for players. So you can protect a player and then he won't be submitted to an SPC if you maybe use the helper. And I think this is good, but I don't know if this is exclusive for the companion app, because I think this would be also very nice for the game, wouldn't it be? All right, so this was the pitch notes article, and now we can come to this, and I'm going to show you, I'll give you a brief overview about the official FIFA 20 website. And as I said, it's a summary. So once to watch, these are also already confirmed: Jovic, Hazard, and Joao Felix. And then here a brief summary of all the points that I just described. Okay, we already covered this. For friendlies, we already talked about it, about the different house rules for new ones, and track your stats. I don't know how this is going to work if you're playing against random people, or if this is also going to keep track of this. We will see about it. Season objectives, more ways to play. I think this is pretty much it. Here, as I said, you have the summary. The pitch notes article is a deep dive. So this is it from my side. I hope this video was helpful, and you can give your feedback in the comment section below. To be honest, from my point of view, I was missing the big new thing. I was hoping maybe for some changes regarding chemistry. I think this is a very key element of playing FIFA Ultimate Team. And I would be hoping for maybe a change of how chemistry styles works, how chemistry does work in general. I think this would be really, really crucial points which would have actually an influence. I think in general there are small and larger tweaks or changes in these announcements. But as I said, I was missing the big thing. The thing which I would say, wow, this gets me really, really hyped. From what I've read from other people, they're really happy about it. So maybe this is just personal for me. Please write your feedback in the comment section, because I'm really curious how you feel about it. From what I've read from other people, a lot of hype around these announcements, but for me it's not as big. But as I said, write your feedback in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more FIFA 20 content, if you want to get better as soon as the game gets released, you should follow, subscribe to this channel, activate the bell, because we're going to have plenty of tutorial videos released as soon as the video gets out. Or not the video, the game, or even the demo. So make sure to stay on this channel, follow this channel. And now I'm out. Keep a clean sheet. I'm out. Twice.